Hi friends, we continue the stock updates that are of greatest interest to me, obviously because they are on my watch list or in my portfolio currently. And in this video we will go through my second biggest holding after Alibaba in my portfolio, that is Flow Traders. Flow is personally for me the most difficult business to understand in my portfolio, and I have needed to trust other good investors' analysis on it, while simultaneously doing my best to learn about the business myself. Nevertheless, the value proposition was so irresistible to me that it eventually became my second biggest holding. I know many of the viewers probably don't know or have an idea what is Flow Traders about, so maybe go and have a look at my deep dive video which I made about the company earlier. You can find it on my channel Arctic Money. But really shortly I will quote ticker.com here what is Flow Traders about. Flow Traders N.V operates as a financial technology enabled liquidity provider in financial products in Europe, the Americas and Asia. The company uses its proprietary technology platform to quote bid and ask prices in thousands of exchange-traded products, ETPs, as well as similar financial products. It also provides liquidity in ETPs off exchange to institutional counterparties, including banks, asset managers, pension funds, insurance companies, family offices, hedge funds, and others. The company was founded in 2004 and is headquartered in Amsterdam, Netherlands. So, Flow Traders' job is to make buying and selling of assets easy for us all and many other players on the market. Flow makes money by taking a slice from the bid-ask spread. That is Flow Traders in a nutshell, to put it very shortly. I invested in Flow after it proved its business concept to work when COVID panic hit the financial markets back in 2020. Flow has been profitable in all environments, but during the times of maximum uncertainty and volatility they make big money. And they made huge money when COVID panic started. To put it quite simply, I'm absolutely sure COVID will not be the only shock we will see in the world. There will be volatility and Flow is there to make business on it. Last week could have been a profitable one for Flow actually, when we saw Silicon Valley Bank blowing up and banking sector going crazy, and it still is going crazy today and probably in the days following. Crazy times we live. Nevertheless, when the market started selling off and melt down in 2022, I thought I would see my Flow Traders position go up, but this didn't happen. Have to admit, I was kind of surprised by this myself, and I don't fully understand yet why it didn't go up, but when it comes to business overall, Flow is growing and everything seems to be fine with the business, so I am not that concerned about it, to be honest, and willing to wait for the broader market to take note of Flow. As we know, in stock market investing, things usually do not happen linearly. You won't see the stock price most often climbing steadily up, but there will be volatility. There will be lots of ups and downs on the way, hopefully to upside, I would say. Okay, let's now discuss what I like about Flow more specifically. The amount of trading can be expected to grow in the world in the future, so the industry where Flow is operating will grow, most likely. That's a positive tailwind to any business to be operating in an industry that is growing. 2. Flow makes money in all markets. They don't care whether the market goes up or down. The bigger the volatility, the better for Flow. In fact, I have started to think myself about Flow as a sort of a cyclical company, and I am maybe aiming at buying it when things are calm, and when panic like COVID then hits, I will try to find an opportunity to take home profits if the stock price goes sharply up. 3. Flow pays dividend. If some investors see that as important, I really don't care, but dividend is always a dividend, nice thing. 4. Flow's managers take risk management very seriously and are long-term oriented. Really important always. You want to see your managers taking risks seriously and having that long-term vision. I think that's so important for any company out there. 5. Huge number of Flow's employees are also shareholders, which I love. They have their motivation to work hard for us owners, as they are owners of the company too. 6. Flow has launched a venture capitalist arm and seeks to invest in startups that relate to Flow's business. It is of course nice if these investments actually someday bring profits to Flow shareholders like me, but more importantly, I think having this arm is right thing to do as they seek access to new emerging technologies from the startup landscape that might benefit Flow's own core business. This is smart and this I definitely approve what they are doing. And finally 7, Flow handles many different asset classes, so there is a degree of diversification here. They are even in cryptos. I don't own cryptos and probably never will, but I hope people keep on trading it in large numbers because Flow is making money on it and volatility in the crypto markets too. Well, that was quite a lot to like about Flow traders, but as you know, there are risks with every investment and there are obviously big risks with Flow too. Let's discuss them now. The industry is heavily competitive. I'm not quite sure how big of barriers to entry Flow's business truly have. As I said, this is a learning process for me, and one special area which I need to learn more is that how protected are these niches where Flow is operating. I'm not too sure how big of barriers there are for the competitors to enter their profitable niches. Hopefully big ones, but I will continue my learning on them. Then 2, regulation on these types of financial companies might change in the future, but when they are helping the markets to function more efficiently, I feel they have a license to operate because they are providing value to every party in the process. So anything can happen with the regulation. Again, this is very difficult industry, fast-paced. Regulation might change fast and it might have big effects on Flow's business, but when you start thinking of how Flow is making it easier for buyers and sellers on the market, I feel like they are providing value to everyone, and usually a company that is able to provide value to everyone has a license to operate and continues to exist, and probably regulators won't intervene, hopefully too much on it. And 3, finally, new technology emerging and making Flow's ways of doing business obsolete. With tech companies, which Flow Traders is, you unfortunately always have this risk present. There can always be a competitor that emerges from nowhere and they have a better technology than you, and that will mean pretty bad things for your business in most cases. Now, to give a little bit more understanding to everyone watching this, Flow states that their core competencies are 1. Global footprint, 2. Talented people working for the company, 3. Excellence in hedging for low risk across all of their many asset classes, 4. Technology infrastructure they have in place, and 5. Robust risk management. As said, they stay profitable in all environments and don't experience increased risk while the financial markets are going crazy. Obviously, this is kind of a hedge play which kind of didn't work during 2021. As I already said, I was expecting Flow Traders stock price to go up, which it didn't do, because they should take advantage of when panic hits the market. But as said, looking at the whole business, nothing alarming there. It just might be that the market didn't recognize Flow yet. It might be flying under the radar of many investors. Could be one reason. I don't know for sure. Now let's conclude with valuation of Flow Traders. Making a valuation on Flow Traders is difficult for me because we are talking about a growth stock, which success will be determined if the growth is achieved or not. Flow aims at 20% organic annual growth, which is a lot, but this they have stated as their goal, the management of Flow Traders. Simultaneously, as said, I believe Flow is kind of like a cyclical stock where it would be wise to buy it when markets are sailing smoothly and then sell when absolute panic like the one we had with COVID happens and the VIX index goes crazy. There is, if you look at Flow Traders stock price and you look at the VIX index, you can see a little bit, definitely not perfect correlation, but you can see correlation there. I want to be an owner of this growth story if management is able to deliver on the expectations they have themselves set, but simultaneously I need to have a number in mind. If VIX index goes crazy, Flow stock price rockets to the moon, I need to have some number in mind when I start selling. I don't want to have basically yeah, many people want to have like, I'm going to own this stock forever. That's not how I look at things. I make a valuation on it, on a company. I have a number in my mind, which is the sell point for me when I take home profits. And I do that when the stock price hits that price. Not, well, I might make exceptions, but that is how I operate mainly. Obviously, I would hope that every year I update my valuations, I see the valuation going up a little bit more than the stock price itself, which also goes up. And this way I would end up holding some companies, as Warren Buffett or the likes would say, for a lifetime. But yeah, just a little bit open up my thinking to you guys there. So where were we again? But yeah, simultaneously I need to have a number in mind if the VIX index does go crazy, flow stock price rockets up. I know I want to have the number when I know it would be a good time to sell my flow position, or at least downsize it a little bit and deploy that money maybe to other opportunities that have tanked while there is turmoil in the markets. And in my portfolio there are sure to be stocks that will tank if some sort of COVID-like panic hits the market. So that money I have in flow traders, or at least portion of it, might be better deployed in some other stock. Well, this is 101 investing. I guess you guys understand this. Yeah, you do. Well, now the stock is trading at 24 euros, and I believe the fair value being somewhere around 30 to 35 euros. I'm gonna give a pretty large range here. I'm not selling flow when it sits under 30 euros, but once we move upwards from that 30 euros, I will start evaluating my position size and see if I think I have better opportunities somewhere else, as said. Position sizing is probably what I would do, but for now I'm surprisingly comfortable holding flow traders. Flow's growth and net trading income will depend on market activity, and no one will know what will happen in the market in the future, whether we will have panics that rock VIX index or not, or better yet, I would say those panics will happen, but when they will happen next time, no one knows. No one knows. No one knows. I hope you got some value out of watching this video. Flow's business model in itself is not that difficult to understand really, but where they will go in this very challenging and fast-paced technological industry is of course hard for me to grasp, and I struggle with it, but I keep on learning. But yeah, part of me also believes that if some industry is difficult and challenging, and you have small company like flow traders operating niches there, it might fly under the radar of the market and someday enter to the spotlight, so to say. I will keep holding flow traders in my portfolio for stormy times and continue my learning process here. Thanks for watching and liking this video. I would be honored if you subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video, and bye bye.